Hi, Stacy here, still with no intro, still have no clue how to start these out, except for just saying hi, so hello. Welcome to On Her Mind. Oh my gosh, that's a new one. Well, I've been meaning to say that, I just haven't done it, because I always forget. But yeah, I decided on keeping the name of this podcast as On Her Mind. I almost forgot how to speak for a second there, because I just wasn't putting my words together, but hello, I'm back again for another one, and I'm very proud of myself. That I may have mentioned this already, but I'm very proud of myself because I'm still we're trying to put some socks on right now, but I'm still doing very well on these podcasts. I am uploading them, or not upload, well, yeah, making them consistently, which is key for me. And my goal would be, I sit back and I think about it, like, how often do I want to release these? But at least right now in my life, I would really like to release them every single day. I think it's super easier, like it's easier for me because I don't have to worry about changing up and getting ready, or at least looking presentable and not looking like I just rolled out of bed in a pile of, I don't know, mud. I don't know why it would be mud, but just looking super crazy, unfabulous looking, just straight out of bed, which I wouldn't mind. But if I'm looking how I'm looking now, no way. I would definitely not want to be on camera. Actually, right now it's not too bad. I should take that back because I did take a shower. But it's just easier for me rather than, having to get ready and set up the camera and see if the angle is right. Well, usually when I use my phone, because I've been doing a lot of using my phone lately just to get these videos done instead of sitting there and making it look super fancy. Well, not super fancy, because if you've seen my videos, they are not incredibly that fancy, but there are better qualities, like when I use my Canon 7D, which is my baby, my little camera. Actually, no, sorry, I take that back. It's not my baby, because my baby is my girl, you know what I mean? But that's my first professional, like, DSLR. Because I had an actual professional camera that cost me $3,000 years ago, and now they just I don't really know anybody who uses it, which I want to sell it, but I feel like now trying to sell that, like, obviously I will not get anything close to 3,000, but trying to sell that now is gonna be a hassle, because if you know anything about cameras and stuff, it's literally a mini HD mini DV tapes. They're on tapes. Anyway. Well, how did I get on this subject? Alright, so recording these podcasts it's just easier for me to just grab oh no, I hear the trash man. Okay, well, we'll pause when the trash man comes by. But it's Friday, and the trash man is just hauling ass. But, what was I saying? I forgot. Sometimes when I forget things, I'll try to remember it, but then I start thinking about other things, and then I actually don't even spend that time trying to think what the heck I was trying to say. That just happened to me right now. I thought it was worth mentioning. Right, so recording these podcasts is just easier for me because I can just grab my phone and nobody's looking at me. I don't have to be looking in a camera. I don't have to be setting up camera. I just literally grab my phone, open up the app, go to the record button, and then just put it up to my ear, literally, and it starts recording for itself. So here I am once more, and I could do like 15 of them in a day. I'm not doing that though because I run out of topics. This morning I went on Instagram and I was like, hey, does anybody have any topics? Well, not really topics, questions that need advice. Yeah, and so far I haven't gotten nothing, but I think it's fairly early, so, and I guess I just gonna talk some mo to you. And I actually think this is a little therapeutic for me because there's things like writing in a journal, there's things like writing things down, there's things like writing in a post. Like, what I spoke about, if you've been keeping up with these podcasts, I spoke about it a while back. I actually think it was the very first podcast where you can, do that, where it's kind of like I guess you could call it a mental exercise, right? Where you just like write everything down from what's on your mind and stuff. on her mind. I see what I did there. But it's just like talking to another friend, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just talking, and I think it's really cool, and I really like it. And I know probably the average consumer of a podcast wouldn't technically maybe not really like this type of podcast, or maybe, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess when you think about it, you're listening to someone talk at the end of the day. The differences on, I guess the topics and what they bring to the table, stuff like that, and stuff. But I try to do a little bit of what I can do, like just talk, have a conversation. Why do I always say that? Not have a conversation, but just talk. But also at the same time, give value, you know what I mean, and answer questions that I get, or just bring up topics, or talk about certain things, and things that I've been thinking about, and how I feel, and all that stuff. But so I really do hope that you as a listener really enjoys these, and at least just, at the end of the day, if all that you feel is just company, that just makes me happy. You know what I mean? I just feel good about it. But I do hope that by listening to this, or whoever may listen to this, just enjoys it, and just feels happy rather than anything else, or at least I provide some escapism, because I know there's a ton of different podcasts, and I don't really want to just confine it to one thing. I want to be able to be free to do or talk about anything, and not just have to have one topic all the time. So I really like doing this as well. It's like YouTube, you know what I mean? For me, I can do videos about cooking, which a lot of people don't really like. I mean, not that they don't like it, but that I just notice that they're not really clicked on as much. I mean, now I literally only get maybe at the most, which is not that often, 500 views, which is a huge difference from way back when YouTube wasn't going through whatever it's going through. Oh, there's the truck. But back then, I would get I was actually scrolling the other day, and I was looking through my views, and it was like the older videos were getting 16,000 views. Some were 19,000, some were 20,000. I'm like, wow, that's a jump from 19,000 to 500. The average now, I would say, if I had to say, okay, I'm gonna upload a video, it's gonna get a certain amount of views, I'm for sure it's 200. So from 19,000 to 200, a lot went down. So you can imagine how discouraged I was, and I still till today I do feel discouraged, because I'm like, ouch, and I don't know. It's discouraging, but it also pushes me to work harder. You know what I mean? Through the issues, because I know that when things are going well for me, there goes the dog. When things are going well for me, they were going well for me. Content wise, YouTube wise, right? But me inside, I felt broken. And I was in that process of working on myself, and really just healing myself, and learning to love myself on a whole different level. This was after I came out of the closet. But things were going well content-wise. I was getting a lot of support. Really, doggy? Come on. Haven't you ever made a podcast before? Watch her answer back, be like, oh, it's a girl actually. Answer back and be like, no, I haven't. But invite me over to your podcast, and maybe we'll do one together. They sound like a granny. Ay, Dios mío, come on, puppy. I don't know. Anyway, sorry for that. What was I saying? Here I go again, forgetting what the heck I'm even talking about. I forgot. But something about being discouraged. Oh, yes, I was in the process of learning to love myself on a whole different level, so yeah, the content, YouTube wise, all of that was going well for me. At that point, I was getting a lot of love, a lot of support, a lot of people reaching out to me, and because of and I never really talked about this, but because of how broken I was, because of how fucked everything was for me at that point, and how new it was to like truly genuinely know what it really is to love myself and have a taste of that, but be working on it, because it was so new to me that I just didn't know how to, like, it was just a new thing, and of course you have to put a lot of work into it, you know what I mean? So in doing that, you have to find ways to, it's just new. It's like picking up the guitar and learning, you have to learn little by little, and you have to just observe and try and see if it works. And it's just stuff like that. Like, there's just, if you have been through this, then you know what it means. Like every time, like, there's been times when I say, you have to learn to love yourself. So the first question is, how do I do that? So I was going through that. I was asking myself, how do I do that? I knew that the first step where I realized that I was already really loving myself was accepting myself and being able to say those words, or let my mom know, or talk to her and tell her that I am gay. That was already me saying, you know what, I'm going to say it. And if you cannot accept me, or I'm going to let it be known, because I don't believe that I don't remember. I know that I was crying on my bedroom floor, and when my mom told me, my sister was here, but I never said I don't know, I can't remember. It's still so foggy. I just remember crying and just saying, you won't understand. Anyways, well, I'm getting a little deep here, but when she told me, you're my daughter, like, I know, like, I love you, and I love you no matter what, that was when I said to myself, or something inside my heart, I guess, just clicked and was like, yeah, like, well, all throughout that moment, I should say, and leading up to it, I just knew that I had to, I just knew that if nobody could really accept me, then I would be okay, because I had myself. And all throughout that, after that, I just realized, like, over and over again, like, yeah, I have me. And if somebody cannot truly and wholeheartedly love me unconditionally, then I can for myself. Then I will be able to provide that for myself. So, and it's an up and down, because I was so distraught in that moment, and I was so fucking broken. It was hard to balance all that, to balance what I was feeling, but to also try to figure out how I can love myself more, and if I'm doing it right or if I'm doing it wrong. You know what I mean? In my mind, that's what I was thinking. Like, right, there's no wrong, or I think it's safe to say, because I haven't really for sure really thought about this, but the thought in my head right now is, there's no right or wrong way to love yourself, so long as it's genuine. You know what I mean? Hey, that's a good quote. I gotta think about that one, because I need to see if if it makes sense all the time. Anyway, so I was just, in that moment, I couldn't really grasp if it was really that, if I was really doing it the right way, or if there was even a formula to love yourself. It's just something new. When there's something so new to you, you try to explore it, you know what I mean? Or I know for some of us, it's that fear that doesn't allow you to explore it. But I try to explore it, and I try to figure it out, and try to see what it was, and all that. So because of all that, I took a lot of things for granted. And it wasn't until later down the road when I realized all that. And I didn't do it with the bad intent. I did it because I didn't really understand what it was that I had right in front of me. I didn't really see it for what it was. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it doesn't go to say that I wasn't thankful for all of the support, because there were many times when I wrote back and I said, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. I was on it all the time. Always replying, or trying my best to reply, trying my best to make videos, but I needed that time to just get away from it. And instead of just this, like, I don't know what it was through my mind, because see, the thing is, like, a lot of the times I can't really remember a lot of things. Like, it's all just a blur to me. But I think it's because I choose to not keep a lot of that with me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just try to always move forward and just think about the happy, positive things that are to come, like, and or that I am experiencing in the moment. And I try to just remember that everything that I've been through has always just built me up into who I am today. And so that right there makes me absolutely so grateful, because I love who I have become. You know what I mean? I love who I am as a person. And so those moments where I was so down, like I had lost so much and gained so much, you know what I mean? Like I had lost all of the bad that was that was all up in, that sounds terrible. That was like from the day that I learned what truly loving myself, or I at least had that taste of it, was all of that, all the thoughts that I had ever had about myself, all of like everything that I've ever felt that was bad towards me. I lost all of that, which is a good thing and also a bad thing, because now I'm at this point where I feel like I was completely naked and I had no idea where the hell I was going. Like I was on a street naked, lost, you know what I mean? And so it was something that was scary, because I had just told my mom the truth about I can't say that without correcting myself. Like my mom knew about me now. I didn't know where the hell this was going to head. I knew that for right now it was okay, but I didn't know where it was going to go a couple of days, because I know my mom, you know what I mean? You know your parents best, you know how things happen, and you just don't know. You fear what you don't know, pretty much. Shout out to Marco, because that's what he said recently, and I just thought about that right now. But yeah, you do fear what you don't know, you know what I mean? Or what you don't understand, for the most part. There are, a lot of us who are not so scared of that, and aren't scared of the unknown and tackle it head on. But for many things we do get scared, and so that was me. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was so tied up in all the problems that I was going through, that I was facing in that moment, and just everything really fucked me up. But it was like I was healing, but then I was getting fucked up again, and like it was like wound open, and then I would open the wounds and I would heal it, and then like it would start to heal, but then here I go again. And like that's a process that a lot of us are familiar with when it comes to losing a loved one, or losing somebody from your life, or a friend. Well, that's the same thing. Or like, it could just be anything, or getting terminated from a job, or losing your favorite piece of jewelry, or it's stuff like that. Like just it's the healing process, so for me, I went through that, and I don't want to go as far as saying I regret it, because I do and I don't. But I do feel like I have regret when it comes to not having all of the gratitude that I have now back then, because I lost all of that. I lost so many people that were there in that moment. I know I mean I had a lot of people, obviously, that you could just tell they were there for all the wrong reasons, that you just can tell. And so I look at me, I'm already talking about something so random. I had no plans to talk about this, but here we go. That's what happens. But yeah, it just makes me sad when I think about it, because if I would have kept going, if I would have just pushed myself to keep going in that moment, perhaps I could have still had that audience that was still watching, you know what I mean? And I would be able to offer all of the value that I'm offering now to them as well, and brought them with me. I was providing value back then. Obviously, I have always tried my best to just provide value to others and just try to help. But now I'm on a bigger scale, doing it a lot more often, a lot more of it. And so I can't help but think about that. Like, it hurt my ego, and I'm not going to lie about it. It really did hurt my ego. I mean, put yourself in that situation, you know what I mean? Like, you go from 19,000 views, and like your subscribers are only going up, and then all of a sudden come to now you have 200 views, and your numbers continuously drop and drop and drop and drop. Now, we've talked about this before, where I've said that I've learned throughout that numbers should not matter. You know what I mean? They should not fucking matter. And that was so hard for me. I'm being completely honest. It was so hard for me because all I ever thought that was the truest way of saying or of showing that you're successful was if you had a lot of people following you, if you had a lot of subscribers, all the number things. You know, the higher your numbers, the better you are at what you do. It took a long time for me to really understand, and still I struggle with that today, but to understand that it's not about the numbers. It's about how many people are truly there supporting you, loyal to your content, always commenting, always showing you love, coming to the live streams when they can, you know, just showing you that you have their support, that they're there and they love you for you, not for whatever else it could be. You know what I mean? That they're just the true loyal supporters right there. And it took me a long time to really get there. And I'm glad it did, because of that and everything that I went through, I have learned to be far more grateful. So much gratitude has grown from that. I have so much gratitude. I am extremely thankful, and I'm happier because it is true. Everybody that fell off back then because I no longer wanted to show, or I wanted to keep certain things of my life private, and I didn't want to, you know, do this or do that like I have before, or make this kind of content. Everybody who fell off because of that was not really there for me. They weren't really there because they enjoy my content or because they really love my content. And if you're one person that's listening right now that fell off and came back, I'm glad that you came back. And it's cool that you did that. I totally understand. Okay, I get it, you know, but I do want to say thank you for coming back. And there's no harsh feelings in between there, because if you're back now, you're back because you honestly like my content, because that's what I make, because you appreciate or you're thankful for, or you just like listening to what I have, my advice or something, you know what I mean, or watching my videos. So thank you for being here, you know. But everybody else that has fallen back, I know in the future, possibly in the future, maybe they'll be back, you know what I mean, because I try to push on, I've stayed true to myself since then, and I stick to that, and I always want to stay true. So yeah, I mean, it was hard, and I just realized, everybody who fell off back then, why would I want to keep that kind of audience, with me, that kind of support with me, where it's, yeah, you can have my support only if, but now that you don't do this, well, I don't really want to give you my support, you know? So I'm like, okay, cool. They fell off. You know, I respect that. You know, if you cannot respect my decisions, then that's cool. You know what I mean? Then of course I would rather you just find somebody who is doing what you want to watch and you go watch them. I would definitely rather have people who really, really care for me and what I have to put out, not for what they want to see or what they want to see me doing. You know what I mean? There's a difference between genuinely want to see somebody rise and be happy and do what they want, you know, and see them being happy. But there's a difference between saying, oh yeah, well, I want to see this, this, and this because that's what they should be doing, blah, blah, blah. No, because then you know, it's like, okay, hey, come on now. Let's, you know, I'm doing me, you do you, you know what I mean? And if you can't just watch me doing me, then why are you even here? So it was a conversation that I had with one of my best friends, and it was a long time. It was when this all first happened, and I started seeing a lot of my videos dip, and the views and everything it was just going downhill. Here's the trash man. Let me just do some commentary on the trash man. We got the trash man right across the street picking up, let's see, what color? I don't even know. I can't tell. I think it's all the recyclables. The trash man wearing it's too late. Can't see what he's wearing because he drove by. Can you think of what it would be like to be a trash man, just picking up trash all day? But it would be kind of cool though, because all you have to do literally is, oh, there's another trash man. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, there's a trash man on this side of the street. Oh shoot, he hauling ass. Did you hear him revving his motor? I am so sorry for this what is it called? Interruption. Dang. That motor is loud. Alright, we have one trash sir gone. They need to check on that poor little truck, man, because that thing is loud as hell. Alright, back to what I was saying. Now I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Right, I was having a conversation with my friend. And I told her, like, I expressed my concern. I was like, but, like, it just makes me so sad. Because, like, now, like, nobody's paying attention anymore. And, like, I can't even pull 1,000 views now. And, you know, I feel like everybody's so upset with me. And I would get a lot of mean messages. Not hateful messages where it's, like, attacking me in mean ways, but more like, actually, you know, I do, there was a lot of that, but it wasn't like, because I'm thinking of all the times, like, I had a question the other day that was like, do you get a lot of hate, do you experience a lot of hate? And the truth is, I don't. I'm very, very lucky that I haven't experienced any of that. I've gotten a few comments like a while back here and there, but it wasn't anything like I know a lot of people get. And I also know it's because right now I don't have like my videos aren't reaching to an enormous amount of people to give it the opportunity to be receiving that much hate. So, yeah, I don't. But back then, when everything was going on, I received message after message after message that was very mean, and it was very rude, and it was hurtful. Because these were people that I thought supported me. These were people that I had seen that were supporting me and showing me support in my videos before that. And now, all of a sudden, oh no, like, oh, you got a dog again. No, all of a sudden, like, no longer could support me, you know what I mean? They were turning on me, and I was like, wow, like, that stings. So it's kind of like when you have a friend and then all of a sudden that friend's talking shit to you, or they're talking shit about you, or they stab you in the back, you know, that's the same thing. You know, you kind of have, damn it, nobody wants me to film a podcast, record a podcast. It's kind of like when you, like that, when you're like, okay, we got another truck. I should have done this earlier. I totally forgot that it was trash day, though. If I would have remembered, I would have been like, yep, let's wait on that. Let's do it earlier. The skies this morning, though, you guys, were absolutely gorgeous. They're so beautiful. I woke up and I looked out my window. Did I say that right? I looked out my window. Why did it sound weird? I looked out my window, and in the distance, I saw like a beautiful clouds and like a gorgeous like orange. Excuse me. What looked like if I had to describe it to you, like the cloud was literally orange in between the other two clouds. It just looked so pretty, and then it was very pretty, and the skies were pretty. Anyway, okay, now that he's leaving. Apparently he's not leaving. Okay, now he's leaving. Is there another person coming? Oh no, he's just extra slow. Maybe it would help if I actually close my window. At least some. Okay, now I'm back. Yeah, now I don't remember what I was saying. I can't wait to have like my own little podcast room when I have my own home, and I can build my own podcast room and not have to deal about this stuff. Deal with it. Anyway, so yeah, there was that I was talking to her, and I was just telling her, like, it breaks my heart that I thought I had all this support and all this loyalty, and then when it comes out to when it comes down to it, then I realized, nope, I don't. I was wrong. And so it does hurt. And so that is why a lot of times when when somebody will write to me and say, hey, you know, like, it sucks, like, my best friend blocked me, or I thought we were friends, or now she doesn't want to be my friend, like, I totally understand you, because I've been through that, obviously, but I've also been through it on a scale of supporters, you know what I mean, and those who I thought were actually on my side, or not on my side, I shouldn't say that, but like were by my side and supported me no matter the content wasn't really there. Like, that didn't, I forgot what I just said before that, but like, those people that I thought were by my side actually weren't. And so it was an eye-opening experience. And when my best friend back then told me, Stace, like, why would you want to have people who don't support you? Like, why do you want to have those kind of people around? Why do you want to have those kind of people, you know, be supporting you when they don't really support you, and it's only whenever it's convenient for them? So she really opened up my eyes to that, and she really, really, really knocked some sense into me, because she was like, you shouldn't want to have those kind of people around. Like, let them go. Like, you should be happy that those people left and bounced, and pretty much told you, like, yeah, no, like, I'm not worth keeping around, because obviously I just can't support you for your own decisions, like, and I can't respect them. So she told me, she's like, you should be very thankful that you have these people, at least people who do care about you, because those who truly care about you are still watching you, and I'm talking about, this was like maybe, gosh, I don't even know, maybe 4 years ago. I think it was like a little bit, 4 years and some ago, and she straight up she told me, and like, that's how your friends should be, you know what I mean? Like, your best friends should knock sense into you, should talk to you, and should tell you how it is. They should have never sugarcoat it, because she could have been like, oh, don't worry, they'll come back. Like, they're just a little upset, but they'll be back. Like, no, the truth is, maybe some of those people won't ever come back. Maybe some of those people are still so butthurt that I didn't want to make content that they wanted to watch, you know what I mean? But that's cool. Like, I don't mind. If that's the kind of content they love to watch, that's fucking great. There are plenty of YouTubers out there who show that kind of content, or whatever kind of content they want to watch. They have it. It's out there. That's awesome. That's why I'm so glad that YouTube exists, because it gives everybody an outlet that wants to have an outlet, that wants to find an outlet to do whatever they want and to watch whatever they want. So I do appreciate that moment when she knocked sense into me, and was pretty much just telling me over and over again, like, don't be upset. Don't be sad for those who have left, because those who have left are missing out on so much, are losing out on, you know, what you put out, and on value. And it's true. And, you know, at the end of the day, I always sit and think, when I'm deep in thought about this, and I think, like, if those people who couldn't respect my decision back then cannot, come back, and they find that they like my content after all, and they can respect my content now, and they're here for me, and the value that I provide, or that I like to put out, I welcome them, and I'm more than happy to have them back into my life. I don't need to know that they left and came back. You know, if they want to, I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna be mean about it. I'm not an ass either. You know what I mean? Like, I will still provide answers to their questions if they need something answered. And I mean, hopefully, I don't know, maybe you might be listening to this years from now or later down the road, and it's much harder for me to answer every single DM. But if they need something from me, I will answer, and I will help, because I don't have a heart to just be like, well, fuck you, you fucking left long ago. I can't be that person. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. I would still help. And you know what I mean? Like, if they left, they had their reasons. But if the reasons have changed, and now they like me, or now they like to watch my content, then good. I'm glad. You know what I mean? It's better than them being bitter about it forever, and then having that poison within themselves. You know what I mean? Because essentially, being bitter is just poison within you. You know what I mean? If you're going to be that mean to just unfollow or not want to watch anything just because you're so pissed that they didn't that they didn't want to continue a certain kind of content or didn't want to do something, then, okay, unfollow. Like, at the end of the day, you're at your every right to do what you want, you know what I mean? That's why I say I respect that. If that's what they want, if that's how they feel, then I respect it. You know what I mean? If they couldn't respect my decision and how I felt, my decisions and how I feel and how I see things, I'm still going to respect how they feel and how their decisions. Like, back then I was like, man, this fucking sucks. Like, I was literally in tears all the time. I even had a video that I put out. And so I just understood that it was necessary to go through these feelings and to go through these emotions. And I still do sometimes. I still do, because I just think, like, I do put a lot of hard work into my videos and what I believe in. But I also understand that it doesn't happen from one day to the next. And even though I had a super high back then and now I have a very low, and now it's like, it's a work in progress, and I am a work in progress, and it's going to take some time to build a legacy, and I should say to build on the legacy that I've been building. That's my goal. That's my central goal, is just to build a legacy and leave behind value and things that can help others, and for my future children to look back on, and if they ever have a problem, to go watch mommy's videos, you know what I mean? or my grandchildren, or my grandchildren's grandchildren. Wait, was I, just my family tree, the future of my family tree, to be able to go back, or anybody who knows me, that, my family, my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, to go back and watch something. My niece Itzy has told me, like, she just came over the other day, and she said, I saw a video the other day, one of your videos, and she said, and I, like, something I had said, she said it back to me, and I was like, in that moment, I was like, oh my gosh, like, she watches my videos. Like, she watches my videos, not as much as she used to when she used to live here, I should say, but she did. Just the fact that she went and watched a video that was something she's going through, it just spoke to me, and, like, it just touched my heart, you know what I mean? Like, it made me smile, because I was like, you see, this is why I do it. This is why I love doing this. Because of that. Because of a tiny little moment, a few words that she said to me. A little confirmation of her saying, I watched your video, and it was so right what you said. I was like, wow. Like, that made me happy. That made me so happy. So, again, I don't know how the heck I got on that topic. But, like, that was something that really spoke to me, and when my best friend back then told me all this, I was like, yeah, you're right. And it took a couple times of her telling me over and over again, you know what I mean? And I'm so thankful that she did. And so now I'm essentially I felt like I started from zero, because I was climbing up to 50,000 subscribers. I was at 40 something. I wasn't super close to 50, but that was the next, milestone that I could say for my channel. And then all of a sudden I'm like going down, losing subscribers so much. And I think I have 39,000 now. I'm not so sure. I haven't really checked, because again, I've been trying to just stay away from all of that. But out of those 39, I literally, for me, when I think about it, because somebody that doesn't know how YouTube, and then I tell them or something, or they find out, they're like, oh my gosh, how many subscribers do you have? And I'm like, 39,000. They're like, oh my gosh. Or like, close to 30,000. I said almost 40,000, whatever I say. They'll be like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow, that's a lot. You're so famous. I'm like, let me tell you, it is not like that. Trust me, I'm nowhere near famous at all. Second of all, like, I appreciate the excitement. It is cool, it's a cool feeling when they're that excited. But I'm like, if only you knew, like, you know what I mean? But it's not 39,000. It's maybe 1,000 that I have, because all of them are dead subscribers pretty much. Like, I don't see any, like, I see the same loyal supporters all the time. Like, people that have, like, literally that I see as, like, friends, because I see them so much and I appreciate it so much that it's like, it's on a whole other level, you know what I mean? Like I know a lot of them by first name basis. So because we have a conversation back and forth, or like I comment, they comment, I comment back, or I see them liking all the time, or I see them commenting, or and it's just a nice feeling, and it's great, and it's wonderful to see that they're here and they don't care about what I post out, what I put up. They don't care as long as I'm staying true to myself and I'm being I'm happy posting that. And the same thing with Instagram too, and Twitter. My numbers just they're plummeting. They just go down, 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 down. But now every single time that happens, I try my hardest to just remember it's because those who are not there for you are falling off. It's like a cleaning system, when you clean your computer or your laptop, or you're used to. I don't know if that's really something that's that is done a lot often now, but you have this system that cleans out your laptop of like viruses or just files that aren't needed, and or when you manually do it and you're like, okay, I don't need it, I can throw this out. It's cleaning that. That's like my cleaning system here on these social medias. And it's just cleaning it out for me, and keeping the ones who truly want to be there. You know what I mean? I don't want to have any support that from people who don't really want to be there. They're free to go. Well, anybody's free to go. It's not like I'm keeping them there, but those who are by my side still to right now, if you are somebody who sticks by my side, I want you to know that I appreciate it wholeheartedly. I do. I truly do appreciate it. I'm very thankful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you continue to support me and show support, and that you see something in me that makes you want to stay. I am very thankful. So thank you. Thank you for coming onto my podcast. If you're coming from my Instagram or anywhere else, my YouTube, because that just shows how much of a level of support you do have to come over here and listen to me, even more than you do on YouTube, and more than you see me on Instagram, and more than you read about me or read the things that I say on Twitter. I do appreciate it, and I just want to say thank you, and thank you for listening to me just always blab on and go on random topics, and thank you for listening to me share this part of me that was a struggle, and still today can be a struggle, and I essentially feel like I'm starting from zero, and that I have started from zero, and that I've gotten nowhere. I feel like I haven't gotten nowhere, in a sense that I feel like I'm still in the same place where my videos aren't reaching to new ears and eyes. You know what I mean? Like, I do see it some here and there, but I just feel like with that, I feel like I'm not advancing. I feel like I've gotten somewhere where I've realized who my true supporters are, and who really does watch my content, you know what I mean, and who's there for me and what I have to say, or the escapism I provide. But I there are times when I seriously cannot help but feel like, sometimes I feel like I'm failing. Sometimes I feel like, well, maybe I'm just not making content people want to see. Because if I was, I would have a lot of views. But then I snap back and I'm like, that's because you're staying true. You know what I mean? Like, if I go out and do something that maybe I don't really believe in, or I'm just doing it to get the views, or I'm just doing it because, I don't know, for just the wrong reasons, then of course I'm no longer going to be staying true to myself. And it's not worth it just for views from people who are not even going to subscribe, or people are just going to fall off again. You know what I mean? I'd rather build this organically, and reach out to people, and have my content reach out to people who genuinely want to be here, who genuinely want to join the family, who genuinely want to subscribe or follow or like or comment or have a conversation with me or DM me or whatever it can be. That is what counts for me. That is what is most valuable. People who find value in what I provide, in the value that I provide, and want to stay, want to be there. You know what I mean? But I know I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing, and even though it's discouraging, I know that I can get there because I've been there once before. And I've learned so much from it. I really have, and I've learned from my mistakes. I truly have, and so every day I try to better that, and I try to work on that, and try to just not make the same mistakes again, and be more grateful every day. And it has me being a happier person because of that. Because now I truly understand what a simple thank you to somebody really means. Like when I get a message that says, "Thank you so much for putting out your content." The message is so simple, but it's so powerful. Because I realize somebody's taking their time out of their day to not only watch my videos, or like my post, or retweet my tweet, or like my tweet, or whatever it can be, but they're also taking their time to say thank you. So the least that I can do is reply back and say thank you to them for taking time out of their day to do this, to do so. And that's something that I've learned, and I do it from the heart because it makes me smile and it makes me happy to know that somebody is just thanking me. It's something so simple, a thank you, a thank you. Like, it's not somebody, I mean, a lot, maybe so many of us would think like something super valuable would mean like somebody's like donating money, or they're watching your content over and over again, or they're sending you gifts, or they're what's another thing, like, or they're like pouring their heart out and saying stuff, but it's something as simple as thank you that means so much, that is so meaningful, because a lot of people don't even say thank you, you know what I mean? Like, not that they have to, but like, even like, when you go to the store and you like hold the door open because you genuinely want to just hold the door open, and they walk in and you're being kind, because you're not just closing the door on their faces right when they're like literally steps behind you. You taking those couple extra seconds out of your time, or like doing what you're doing to let them go through, or to let them through, and to hold the door open to them as a kind, courteous gesture. Is that the word? Courteous, I can't even say it now. Gesture. And then for them to like not even look at you, acknowledge that you held the door open, or acknowledge that you're standing there, or thinking about the fact that you didn't slam their door on their face. Like, they couldn't even say thank you. You know what I mean? That's I sounded so weird when I said that, thank you. But they couldn't even say thank you. But yet a thank you would make you feel like, oh, that was, that was very kind. Like, of course, like, you're very welcome. You know what I mean? You have that little happy feeling, and then they don't say anything, and you're just like, wow, like, not even a thank you. Like, what a jerk. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing. So I know I can do a lot better with everything that I'm doing, and so that's where I'm headed. Doing better with my videos, with replying to comments and DMs and all of the fun stuff, all of that fun stuff. I have a lot to do and a lot to put out, so that's what I've been really concentrating on as of lately, just trying to find a balance with all of that, and I failed a couple of times, and I've also succeeded a couple of times. So it's it's that balance, that's that trial and error type of thing that you're just going through, and you're trying to figure it out. So with that, everything I just said, just know that it's worth that. If something is worth it for you, it's worth the trial and error. It's worth trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. If it's something that you truly care about, it is worth it. And I am living proof that that's what I'm doing right now. And you can apply that to anything that is important to you in your life. And know that we are going to fail. I've failed many times. I've failed miserably, but I've gotten back up, and I'm still going, and it's been a hard road. It's been a journey, but nonetheless, I would not for a second change that at all in my process, in my journey, because if it wasn't for what I've gone through, I probably wouldn't be Most likely, I should say. Actually, no, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I would not be where I'm at right in this moment. I would not be who I've grown to be. And as I said already, I am so thankful for that. So yeah, I guess I went on a whole different topic. I wanted to talk about how I've been so anxious, how I've been getting anxious and feeling anxious and all that. But this actually this helped me a lot, and this went in a completely different direction than I wanted to talk about. But it was still going to be along the same lines of like, you know, I'm so anxious because I want so much out of life, but I'm just not there yet, you know. But this definitely kind of it tied in, but wasn't exactly what I wanted to talk about. But I run this way too long, so I'm gonna get going now. Maybe tomorrow I'll touch on what I was talking about today, or I'll have a question. I'm sure I'll have advice to give for the other one. And I know that this actually turned out to be something that I know that a lot of people that could hear this could possibly get something from this, like, you know, working towards what you want and just hard work, which is a reoccurring theme here, which is universal. If you want something, you got to work for it, work hard for it, and don't stop until you reach it. And after that, keep going, you know, keep working hard. So thank you so much for being here, for listening to me. I hope that this helped you in any way that it has, and I will catch you. I was about to say see you, like always. I will catch you in the next podcast. And remember, if there is one thing that I want to call to mind, there are actually 3. No matter the highs, the lows, always be certain to do good, be grateful, and stay humble. Bye.